What has been your role in supporting EV charging infrastructure codes?
My name is James Frey. I'm an Associate Technical Director here at 2050 Partners. I come to this role after 10 years plus at large global OEMs, including Schneider Electric and Osram Sylvania and Siemens. And I'm applying my electrical engineering background here at the 2050 Partners on building codes and standards.
My role in supporting the development of EV infrastructure codes has been really keeping a pulse on the market and the technology. This space is changing really quickly, and there are new companies coming in offering charging solutions every day. So it's my role to understand exactly what kind of technology is coming on the market and what it makes sense to incentivize in code language so that it is introduced to the world more broadly. And we help our clients to understand that so we can write this language in the most intelligent way possible.
I'm the project manager for our electric vehicle work, and I also support in developing materials that communicate the code requirements to all audiences.
What are EV charging infrastructure codes?
EV charging infrastructure codes apply to new buildings and increasingly renovation projects. They set requirements for key building types to install electric vehicle charging equipment, or at least to do some pre-work to allow for easier installations later. The codes are intended to provide much needed access to charging as we transition to electrified transportation, and also to avoid costly upgrades for owners who want to install in the future.
So EV charging infrastructure codes are a new requirement that's being added that makes sure that at certain types of buildings, whether that's a single family home or a multifamily apartment building or a retail building, some level of EV charging capability is installed. And this is a great way of making sure that electric vehicle charging infrastructure is introduced out into the world in large numbers like it needs to be over the next few years.
Where are EV codes presently in California?
California first included voluntary CalGreen EV charging standards in its building codes for homes in 2013. These became mandatory 2 years later. Since then, California updated its code to include non-residential buildings. And starting in July 2024, additions and alterations of non-residential buildings will also trigger the installation of EV charging infrastructure. CalGreen EV codes cover single and dual family homes, residential apartments and condos, and non-residential buildings. Different types and quantities of EV charging are required depending on the building type.
Most exciting, we are seeing draft language for multifamily buildings that require low power level 2 charging for all assigned parking spaces, with a similar level of coverage for unassigned parking. We are also seeing draft language for existing buildings that increasingly requires installation of electric vehicle charging when the owners pull permits and alter existing parking facilities or add new parking spaces, or otherwise make changes to the electrical service in these lots.
EV codes in California today are kind of setting the standard across the whole nation. Essentially, in all newly constructed buildings, you're required to have some percentage of the spaces in your parking lot be either electric vehicle ready or have an electric vehicle charger already installed. But the percentage of spaces that need to be EV ready or have an EV charger installed will vary depending on what kind of building you are, whether you're a multifamily apartment building, a single family home, or a commercial or retail space.